Mihnea, a Romanian living in Bangkok. Welcome to my new show, Hobbies from A to Z, in which I tell you about my hobbies as an expatriate living in Bangkok. One of my favorite hobbies is traveling, and in this episode I will share with you some of my preparations for my upcoming trip to Vietnam. More exactly, I'll be staying in Hanoi for 8 nights. That's going to be my winter holiday, and from Bangkok to Hanoi and back again, it's going to be a great trip. Now, before you plan a trip to another country, you have to check if you need a visa or not. Unfortunately, Romanians need a visa for Vietnam, so I had to go to the Vietnamese embassy here in Bangkok and get my visa. It was pretty expensive, almost $100, a bit less than $100, but with all the traveling expenses, it's almost $100. And I also needed to get my re-entry permit so that I can return to Thailand on my non-immigrant B visa and not lose my work permit and my right to work legally in Thailand. Now, of course, once you have the visa, you need to plan your budget. For this trip, I am planning to spend no more than 10,000 baht, which is a bit more than $300 US. So I've changed 10,000 baht into Vietnamese currency, which is dong. So from 10,000 baht I got a whooping 6,520,000 dongs. That is 652 dongs per baht, which is going to be pretty difficult to calculate in my head every time I buy stuff in Vietnam, especially that I've heard everyone's trying to rip you off. So I gotta be really careful with money, but I think I've got enough for my 8 days there. I'm really planning to spend all of it. Whenever I travel, I usually like to research the place I travel to in advance, and to do that I rely this time on 2 guidebooks. The first one is a guidebook that my parents have sent me from Romania. It is the National Geographic to Vietnam. It's the Romanian version. It's really good with maps and 3D diagrams. I'm going to bring this along. And I've also planned my trip using Lonely Planet's Great Vietnam Guide, which has great information about the history of Vietnam and gives you really good information about the do's and don'ts in Vietnam and things to do to avoid getting in trouble. Of course, you can't talk about Vietnam without talking about the American War, or the Vietnam War as it is known outside Vietnam. So I have taken from my bookshelves over there behind me this book, Vietnam, The 10,000 Day War by Michael McLean, which I am planning to read there or on the way back or on my return from Vietnam. Also, when I travel, I like to take some notes, especially with regards to the names of the places that I visit. So I will bring along my tiny notebook, where I have also written some stuff about my previous trip to Taiwan this year in June and July. Until I return from Vietnam, stay tuned on this channel. If you've been to Vietnam, I'd love to hear from you, so please write something in the comment section. What did you enjoy in Vietnam, and what are the best places to visit? Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and enjoy the show. This is it. This is Mihnea, a Romanian in Bangkok, who's soon going to be in Vietnam for a few days. Actually, more than a week. Cheers. Take care. Swadika. Ciao. Salut.